I'm Mark, Beep to Bleep. I'm going to be doing a quick exploration into CryEngine 5. And we'll just see how it goes. I'm a C# developer by trade, a little bit of C++ background, decent amount of Unity game dev projects, mostly game jams. So I'm probably the sort of person that the C# projection of CryEngine was meant for. So we're just going to kind of see how it goes. I've got the CryEngine downloaded. This is 5.0. This is about a week after it was released. I've the only thing I've done so far is installed the engine, which now is a thing that happens when you come to installed engines here. Previously, like the first day, it actually would do it when you made a sandbox, but maybe that's changed, or maybe the fact that I'd already done some is what happened. So anyway, I've got, like I said, all I have is I gotta do a new project again. So I'm just going to do the sandbox interaction app because they have their beginner's guide here. I don't know how well you can see that, but docs.cryengine.com. About the only thing they really have for 5 so far is this particular beginner's guide. So we're just going to work through it, or at least for a little while. So I'm just going to pull that off full screen real quick. You don't need to see my messy file placement, but I'm just making a new just new folder. In fact, it'll probably still show up. So I create it. Now let's go ahead and open it. See what happens. As it happened, it opened on the other monitor, so as soon as it gets ready, I'll go ahead and pull it over. Okay, here it is. Okay, well, that's not very useful yet. Note, I'm getting 400 frames per second with an empty scene. With Unity, I'd get multi-thousand, but that doesn't mean anything. We'll see how it holds up. I've got a pretty decent gaming laptop. It's a 970M and a pretty good Intel with 16 gigs of RAM and 6 gigs of video RAM. So usually the bottleneck for it is actually the CPU, or just the render of the 970M. 970M is roughly 60% of a 970. So it's almost good enough to qualify for VR ready. Except for the fact that this laptop, unfortunately, is an Optimus laptop. It doesn't have a direct HDMI port out from the video card, so I can't use the VR HMDs. But doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and take a look at just this project. We'll work through this tutorial and see what happens. All right. So I'm seeing what they're showing me. A little bit. Good. Makes it a little bit bigger for everybody. Help read it. Okay, great. Toolbars, panels. Alright, let's make a level. For example, new level. We'll just follow their example. Height map resolution 128 by 128. Already I'm seeing a difference between what I see and theirs. Here, high quality. They've got this extra calculate into lighting terrain. It's not inspiring a lot of confidence. This documentation was made about 2 weeks ago, so a week before CryEngine 5 went went live is what the date I saw. After a while, you'll see a blue checkered floor and a blue sky in the viewport. Not sure what that's what I'm seeing here. Okay. Yep. I'm not seeing ground yet. Oh, maybe it'll pop in. Also, not too stoked about just barely making 120 frames already with nothing in the scene. Let me confirm real quick that I'm actually using. One of the problems with Optimus, of course, is it doesn't necessarily. I'm not seeing my NVIDIA helper. One of the problems with Optimus is it doesn't necessarily always use your fast video card for all processes. I have it set to do that by default to everything, but that still doesn't. I can't force it because there's both GPUs in there. But I'm pretty sure it's using the good GPU. This laptop has an odd thing that the power button glows orange when you're using the discrete GPU, the 970M, and blue when it's using the integrated GPU. So I think I'm actually using. So, like I said, this already is a little bit concerning that I've got an empty scene and it's already not doing too great. You know, like if you want to do 144 FPS, this is already not doing it, and there's nothing in this scene. And this is significantly more powerful than an Xbox One or PS4. But I'm also broadcasting, and broadcasting uses a decent amount of system resources. Let's see. Yeah, I've got 25%, or I've got 40% just tied up in the broadcasting and viewing the broadcasts, just monitoring it. Although I can probably hide that video preview now. Yeah, and if anybody chats, I don't have the little chat window ready up. I think I can bring it up, depending. Oh, wait a minute. It's got to be in front. Well, anyway, if there's any actual chat, just give me a little while. I won't necessarily notice it for a while, but let's go ahead and continue. I'm seeing this white where they're showing a gray and this gradient, so I'm not sure if it's already if there's already some issues, but let's go ahead and just continue. Generating terrain automatically. Alright, let's go to right side panel. Terrain editor tab. File, generate terrain. I'll just click OK. That does not look like... That really does not look like I think I should be getting. Okay. That was surprising. Okay. Your level should now look like this. Yes, it does. Alright. Got punked by the CryEngine documentation. Terrain editor. Edit set max height. Edit. Terrain max height. For example, 40. Alright. As I said, it will be flattened. Mine looks almost identical. terrain. I guess we just do it again. Okay, yep, I'm seeing something super similar to what they're showing. Normally I'm right-clicking and WASD. Normally Q and E brings you up and down. You're gonna have to figure out. I'm not seeing anything that does it. Not down arrows, not up arrows, page up, page down. E. Usually Q and E. I think those are the Maya controls, or even ZX. Yeah, nothing seems to can't seem to drop in the Y coordinate. But let's just keep working. Jump in game with Control G. Okay, that closed everything. Let's see if it might pop over on the other monitor. Nothing yet. Is CryEngine just gone? Well, let's go ahead and reopen it. It opened on the secondary window again. Let's go ahead and pull it back over. Well, great guys. Let's try this again. File, generate terrain, okay. File. Gosh, what was this? Edit, set max height, 40. I just did that. Didn't do anything. Okay, I guess there were two set max heights and I was using the wrong one. Well, anyway, let's try this again. Oh, not select terrain. Generate terrain, so we're just running it twice. Okay, and we get something like this. Then they said, move the camera to the island, jump in game with Control G. Okay, I'm gonna save this time. Control G. And crash. It's paused. You can't see the top of the screen went just a pale white. So the engine has crashed trying to open my file. Tries again. Same thing. Well, this is not impressing me so far. Just click switch to game and it just crashes. Maybe I don't have the engine installed right. Maybe this just doesn't work at all. Let's try opening a different level. Okay, can empty an empty level. So the verification finished, I guess it's verified. So this is an empty level. Let's just hit switch to game. Crash. I really don't know what to say at this point. This is... I am surprised. I figured I wasn't gonna have as many problems as this. I'm just closing out of. I don't really have that much open, but I'm gonna go ahead and close out of a couple things, just to see if I can get this to. I've got 12 gigs of RAM free. This is really shocking. At least it opens real nice and fast. Okay, so this is the sandbox interaction. Whatever the heck that means. Alright, cross our fingers. Play, switch to game. Oh! It worked! Okay, well, let's try our level again. Oh, never mind. Sandbox 2 just crashes. Fuck. Sorry. I'm going to open another instance because I don't want to wait for this one to crash all the way out. Okay, let's open our new level again. To play the game. Come on. Nope. Well, maybe they haven't documented all of the various things you need, like pawns and spawners or something. So let's go ahead and give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's go ahead and try our scene again. Let's build some new terrain. Let's continue down their path a little bit and hope that they just messed up on their documentation and that we can eventually switch into game. Because otherwise, we probably have to look at what's different between an empty scene and the sandbox. Which, this is really not an acceptable way to start off somebody's experience with the engine. But I'm already here, and let's just see what we can do. Yeah. Alright, so we're reopening our empty level. We're going to regenerate the terrain. We're going to resave it out as new level 3. Then we're going to continue without trying to open it in game, because apparently that's an unrecoverable crash that corrupts the file. And if there are any CryEngine developers watching, I apologize for being flippant with your product. I know as a developer things are incredibly challenging, so I apologize for coming across, but this is a little frustrating so far. Just to try to put some terrain on and open it once, or hit play. But I'm really hopeful. I want C# with something that's not Unity. Something where I can use async await. So it can actually correlate with my day-to-day website work instead of looking at C# with two different methods, because using 2006 C# and 2016 with memory leaks for each and other various Unity problems is really unfortunate. But let's plow on through and see what we can get done. So some things are really impressing me about the engine, but you know, if I can't get the basic things to work, then it doesn't matter. Well, we'll see. Well, let's just keep going. See how far we can get. Alright, so we generate terrain once. We set max height. Let's regenerate terrain. Where are you? I'll select terrain. Oh, it was file. Yes, file, generate terrain. Sorry. Alright, so we've done this twice. Let's go ahead and save our scene as new level 3. Why not? Okay. So I'm going to not do this. This seemed bad. So instead, almost like say level first, we need to reset max height of 1024 because leaving it 40 would cause terrain to not generate properly. Alright, so we're gonna go back and do this again. Now maybe this is what did it. So let's go ahead and really hope that this resetting the terrain back and then getting down and hitting play actually just works. Because that would be unfortunate, but I could see there being some kind of bug that... Alright, so it was in edit, I believe. That terrain max height. Alright, so 1024. Then let's go ahead and save this again. So we just saved it again, it's new level 3. Let's go ahead and hit the play button. Come on, guys. Nope. Now, it's possible that this isn't working. Okay, let's keep running through possibilities. This isn't working because of the sandbox interaction app, so we need to start from a blank and try to follow these instructions. Maybe. This was actually the instructions for getting started, I believe, or for the sandbox interaction, but let's go ahead and just try to open this level. I expect it to crash because that's what happened. No, hey, it worked. Okay, cool. Gosh. It'll crash as soon as you hit play. Let's keep pounding on this. Let's try now switching to game engine, the sandbox interaction app, and then we're going to go ahead and restart from... Okay, so open the level sandbox interaction, then let's go ahead and see what this export to engine does. I'm going to guess it's going to take a while to compile, and looking at my performance, I'm seeing Sandbox EXE is using a little bit of performance, but not that much really. So I don't know what export to engine actually means. Maybe I need to do that to get my play working. So let's go ahead and, since new level 3 is not actually corrupted, let's try export to engine. Okay, it popped up the CPU a little bit. I'm not sure how much it was doing right before I did that. Nope, crash. Okay. Let's start over. So let's start a new project. All I have is options CryEngine. So we're going to go with blank. Say cry blank. Just going to do this off. Not that it matters, but whatever. No reason to show people your file structure. Make new folders, cry blank. Alright, so blank project. Simple as it can be. Open a blank project. Let's follow your instructions. Let's play a game. Gotta get the basics before we can trust anything else. So let's try this again. So file, new. So start over again. All right. So new level. All right. Once again, ours looks different than theirs, which is a little surprising, but that could also just be like my, well, it can't necessarily be my lighting, but this could be the way they captured it. So it's possible, like, it's possible it's exactly the same thing, but my setup is a little bit different than the way they captured it, or their setup is different. Just make sure I'm using the right. Just want to make so it's DX12, so everything looks. All right, so oops, okay. So let's go ahead and create some terrain. Alright, so let's just generate some terrain. And just for the heck of it, let's hit play level. Alright, so cool. So play level worked. Awesome. Okay, so that is a really good step. So let's go ahead and continue down their path. This is impressive looking random terrain. Which, odd thing to say, but something, like I said, some things are really impressing me. The performance and the way that it loads and the way that it moves. Now, granted, these are empty so far, but some of the other engines can really kind of drag loading up new scenes. So there might be something here. So they said go ahead and drop it, generate terrain, then we're going to go ahead and reset the max height. That's for later, but let's just go ahead and follow their instructions. And then let's go ahead and save this again. Call new level 2 just to help. This is, okay, cool. So Control G worked. Let's see, how did they tell me to look around? Look around the game world. I don't see any way to actually interact with the camera or anything, but heck man, it worked. Oh, why is my, looks like my, oh, my cursor was locked in the frame for some reason. Okay. I don't know what that M means, but heck, we are cooking with gas. Okay, so let's just go ahead and continue on since we actually got it to work that time. So, for the record, it looks like a blank, so a sandbox interaction app following these steps crashed. A blank one worked. So I would stay away from the sandbox app right now, the sandbox interaction app, unless you want to actually play with it. And if you want to make a regular scene, let's just start with blank for now. Okay. I don't really feel like sculpting at the moment, but let's see what they have to say. Raise or lower, harden. No, import an entire height map. Okay, they want me to import a fishing lake in a beginner's guide pack. Let's see, terrain editor file, import height map. No. I am guys. I don't want to just pause the stream just to track down a beginner's guide, but I kind of think like I really need to. Why couldn't they just put a link to this simple BMP, simple height map? Oh man. Where is the CryEngine V beginners pack? So yeah, I have this. Go ahead and look back at the launcher and see if this is the game SDK sample. This is not the beginner's pack. Come on, guys. So that's free. By the way, right now there's a humble bundle. If you're a serious, or if you're a semi-serious game dev, I'd say just spend the $13. Or later, there's, like you might regret it because there's all these great assets, and there really are. By the way, here's all the things you get. But the thing is, if you just work on a project, just find somebody else that has them if you miss out. So I mean, there'll be somebody who will have it. But I definitely suggest go spend the $13. You can use these assets outside of CryEngine. Some people have already had some good luck using them in Unity, using a few of the things in Unity. They're raw files, so you actually need to learn file import because some of them actually have to be recombined to be used. But I'm guessing in Unreal, a lot of the stuff would just slot right in because these are base, PNG waves, FBXs. These are normal type file types that get produced, but shoot, let's see maybe if on let's just go ahead and continue without this particular fishing village, or go ahead and just try to make something with a hole in it. I already got a hole. Make the hole a little bit bigger. Let's try to well, let's see, left click is bringing it up. Let's see if shift left click brings down, control left click. Okay, control left click will do the opposite of left click apparently. So I'm just lowering to try to get a little hole to match theirs at least. Let's go ahead and save again. Just want to see real quick if somebody just show me where this next song. Beginner's head. Oh. We'll use assets from the game SDK. You'll also need the beginner's pack that you can find in the marketplace. Okay, cool. Thank you. I'm sorry. I have poor reading comprehension for the people who... Well, let's go ahead and... Where do I get assets? Marketplace. Beginner's guide. Okay. Let's try this again. Oh, so it's a web-based marketplace. Oh, that's nice. We did copying. See if we can get to it through tags. Nope. It's new. Nope. Looks like the search just doesn't work. Yeah, it looks like the search just gets you back nothing. Go and try another browser super quick. Okay, yeah, might have been ad block or something. Okay. Still looks like it's loading. So it looks like this just might just not exist in the marketplace yet. Alright, so there's 2 pages of things that are free. And Beginner's Pack is not one of them. Well, let's just continue. I've got the other thing already. The example project. Gosh, this is frustrating though. Alright, where were we? Okay. The Beginner's Guide Pack, which you can also find in the marketplace. Fortunately, I cannot find it in the marketplace. Nor is there anything free with that name. But let's just continue. We got something that sort of looks like that, but whatever. Alright, so satisfied with the look of your terrain in general. Alright, let's go to terrain editor, paint. Layer 1 grass. In the bottom section of the terrain editor, we will click Browse button next to Material. Navigate to Materials. I don't have this. Let's go ahead and start over again. I'm going to save level. Then let's go ahead and say I'm going to install this. Whatever that means. Oh, it's 4 gigs. I'm going to take a quick break. Alright, I should mute the mic by default when, when putting it on the be right back scene, but okay. We're almost installed. That's pretty quick. Okay, so it's installed, whatever that means. Just take a shot that this might actually work now. Doubtful. And by that I mean having the material here already. I'm guessing I need to do something different to get the material in. Yeah. Templates. Alright. I guess we're gonna just straight up start over again. Goody, goody, goody. No changes. So, new project. Let's see what this is. Add existing. Oh. New project. This that's the installed thing. Now that I just rebuilt it, that'd be a really, really weird way to go about that. I figure I need to install it, but let's just go ahead and just start over, just because we're getting pretty good at this. So file, new level. Height map resolution is the 128 by 128. File, generate terrain. So max height. File, generate terrain. Boom. So max height and 24. And then let's go ahead and save this as level 2, just as we've gotten used to, just in case it's... Although I hit Control S, so, cool, didn't crash. So, we can build it, we can load it, that part's good. Just try to, see if I can find that beginner thing real quick. Now that I installed the SDK. Come on. Use the beginner's guide pack. File, import height map. So I am using a file search utility called Everything. It's like a Windows indexer, but it works really well. So you can search for pretty much anything. It's a really useful tool. I'm not going to pull it on the screen because, like I said, I don't want to necessarily give away too much of my computer's file map, although I'm showing a little bit here. So I'm going to just really search, really quick search for where this thing is actually supposed to be, this asset. CryEngine game SDK. So it looks like it's in program files, Crytek, CryEngine launcher, Crytek game SDK. And it looks like the assets are in there. Take a look for this fishing lake real quick. Nope. Did not on my computer. So let's just go on and move on. No big deal. By the way, on a side note of loading height maps, the height maps for tribes are public domain. So you can get your own broadside or any of those. So I'm open to do that at some point. Don't steal my idea. Or go ahead, whatever. So let's try to load this up. Paint, material. So I guess I have not correctly imported this yet. I could probably track it down through the file system, but I don't think that's what I want to do. So let's try to see if we can import an asset. Nothing yet. Not seeing easy file. Maybe I have to copy it in. It's 4 gigs. Sure, I'll copy and paste it into this folder, I guess. Let's see how much space I got on my C. 18 gigs. Well, whatever. No guts, no glory. Copy and pasting 4 gig from the launcher folder structure into directly the file I made. And it's going to take about a minute, so let me go ahead and close out of the engine. A lot of a lot of programs in general will only initialize and load on first load, and so it's a good idea to you know, just when there's a massive change, just let the turn it off and on again. This phrase goes. Alright, so we copied over. Let's go ahead and relaunch this. Let's relaunch the launcher to boot. So, I don't know how we're supposed to use that, but it's now been copied into the folder backing this project. Which would be a different way of importing assets. Not necessarily bad. Actually, it's super straightforward. Well, let's see if they even show up. And a lot of systems like Unity, you actually have to mark. You sort of mark things as part of your engine. It creates these meta files that mirror each of the files that'll just tell Unity that it's what it is, sort of. So you never mess with them. I mean, it's a fine system. And that you can just say file import asset and you just drag it in, or you can actually just explore file drag in. But I shouldn't necessarily talk about all the things I like about Unity, like how it's very easy to get, very quick to get things up and going. And so far I haven't even touched code yet. But I'm going to keep following their steps for at least a while. Just want to... Alright, we're going to paint. We've got defaults. Oh, come on, guys. What the hell, guys? I copied and pasted all this stuff in. Alright, so where do you get your materials from? This is now getting really frustrating. So I brought this in directly into their assets folder. It's right here in their assets. So let's go ahead and cut and paste them. Bring them higher up. Skip this one file, sure. So there are a ton of files now. So, but you know, maybe this didn't actually bring in anything useful. Objects, scripts, terrains. Okay, so maybe I need to unpack these. So, how do I import a pack? Sure. How do I use the game SDK? Blah blah blah. These are all just editing objects. Well, seriously, Star Citizen. Oh, it's probably the Star Citizen leak. Well, I guess the Star Citizen leak will show me how to load these things. Oh man, that's funny. Come on. Copying the pack files, you need to manually extract them to Need to manually extract them the game XDK folder for them to create the proper. Right click 7-zip extract. Okay. Oh, shit, that's not what I want to do. Sorry for cursing. So I need to 7-zip extract all of these things. Will it let me extract? Oh god. You know, whatever. Wow. Just double up our 4 gigs again. Oh jeez. Still don't know if that's actually going to get us the one material we want. Oh, you know, I bet the instruction was... No, the marketplace is new, I think. I don't know where they would have hid this beginner's guide. Oh, sorry. I'm partially waiting for all of these 4 gig to extract again into my assets folder. Because apparently that might be how you install these things. And all I'm trying to find is a grass texture. So now I'm just reading about what's coming next. Although I don't think any of this is actually going to cover the programming model and the the Cry mono bridge, which is about the only thing I actually care about. I just want to see how I can program in this thing and see the workflow on that, because I'm pretty comfortable with Unity, but there are some things about Unity, like its closed source nature and some of the bugs that, well, yeah. So they want us to place a house. We paint some stuff and then we place a house. So maybe we draw a road. And we put some trees and some grass. And we add a vehicle. Then we add a spawn point. Then we add light. Then we add a skybox. Then we export it. Okay, so so they have a lot more documentation than I thought. I thought this was all for the old engine, so they actually, it looks like they do have some pretty good um, actual like assets creation um, and various topics. Well, we are done extracting, so let's go ahead and try to go back and let's see how this thing goes. I'm a little frustrated, but no reason to give up easy. Alright, so layer 1 grass. I have extracted a ton of stuff and have almost filled my hard drive. So hopefully that material exists now. Yep, I'm down to 8 gigs from 18. Well, before that, I've copied this SDK so many times now. Alright, so material. Got to be kidding me. Oh, you just noticed. So I'm using my video card to encode to help do the encoding, and it looks like I'm only getting 15 frames per second. Let me see what Twitch is looking like. So normally I get 30 on the stream. That's really kind of surprising. Oh, nad. Oh, whatever. Quantum Break does look pretty awesome.
In Xbox history.
Break does look pretty awesome. Yeah, I guess I'm not getting full frames per second. Pretty awesome. Yeah, you should never play the audio of your stream back into your stream. Frames per. No. I'll go ahead and check this later. No. I'll go ahead and check this later. Now, let's just get back to it. Oh, shoot. I'd already opened it and not noticed. So it's possible some of the difficulty I've been having with my frame rate is actually because I'm sharing. Whoa. I'm sharing between my OBS encoder and the sandbox, but still not. Still not the greatest. Well, anyway, let's go ahead and get back to this painting. No grass. There's no grass. Come on, guys. Grass 4. Um. Oh, oh. No, no. Come on. Grass 4. Found you. No idea where this came from, but we're using it. So, grass 4. Okay. Viewport now has been replaced with something else. Let's go and zoom out. Alright, so standard is gray. Let's go ahead and add a color. Right now, nothing would change except the grass that's already there would have more gray hue. So, terrain editor filter color. Terrain editor filter color. Fairly dark green. Like the one in the first row, third column from the left. So, right there. I'm happy with the color. Grass only grows to a certain height. So, see, I see your settings. Min height 19, max height 26. Min height 19, max height 26. To make sure it's not paint on slopes too steep, max angle to 50 degrees. Now we're ready to paint. Click the large paint button. Cool, totally works with Microsoft Snap, or Arrow Snap. Which now, in Windows 8, actually puts them side by side, Windows 10 puts them side by side, which is pretty awesome. Alright, so let's hit the paint button. Cool. You'll see size of the brush. Because of the size, ooh, that's no good. Maybe it's the texture. Let's try this flood layer. Didn't help. You know what? We're just gonna keep going forward because this is what we have. But we'll go ahead and take a look at it. zoom in? Oh, yeah, I haven't found out zoom yet. Wow, that is really not the blend I think we want for this. No. 1D mud, not 2D mud. Oh, hello. Somebody joined the stream. Or it's myself again, because I've had that happen again. When you view the stream too many times, you get 2 viewers. Let's create another layer. We called it mud. Texture gray. Gray DDS. And material mud 1. So unfortunately I have not had much luck finding materials. But this time it looks like it might work. Alright, so mud 1. To add texture. So I'm using the filter color again, brown, 3rd row from the bottom and 3rd column from the left. So see what they're looking at. Min height 0, max height 19, min angle 0, max height, max angle 90. Let's go ahead and flood this layer. Oh. Guys, this can't be what we want. I just... Whoa, that was interesting. Default color is white. 26, 1024, 050. Gray DDS, that's before. And material, snow. Maybe this really is what we want. I don't know, we're gonna keep going, but I'm... it's looking like their picture. That doesn't look too bad at all, does it? No, that looks horrible. I'm gonna save this and control G, as you say, to look around. That looks horrible. I'm sure it's something I did wrong, but man, I mean, seriously? Maybe their fishing village would cause this to come out a little bit better, but just these lines. And yeah, no, theirs looks about the same. Maybe they mix a little better, but not really. You can see the green and then, no, it's the same thing. I didn't start with their fishing village, but I'm not. No, this is not doing great. Import a height map. File, terrain editor, file, import. There is no single import export. There is a double import export. So neither one of them actually look like that. So this is. Oh no, I am totally wrong. Okay, they were right. I'm a jerk. Um. Okay, so there is a BMP file, this fishing lake BMP, which I don't know where it is. I can't find. The only reference to it is in the document I was just looking at. Well, since I'm going through their demo, let's go ahead and look on their own. Let's go ahead and look at their own. Let's try to find assistance using the tools in the launcher. I seriously need to sign in to look at an answer hub. Let's once again try a different browser because that would be insane to have the answer. No, I don't want to log in. I just want to go to answers. Thank you. Show me your fishing village. Nope, no fishing. Beginners pack guide. Beginners pack. Beginners. Beginner. Not much support. Unfortunately, it does not look like the CryEngine is getting much much pickup, like Unreal did. That's that right there is kind of indicative of something that. Oh, sorry, it's blocked. There's this introducing their new you know, highly anticipated engine, and no one commented. That's well, I can't import their color map because I can't find it. Let's set the time of day to 9 o'clock, I guess. So I can't do their import color map trick. I don't know how much it would really help. So that's neat. That was changing the time. Um, oh, it's a day of fishing. Alright. Well, let's flatten a little area. Whoa! That went fast. But we want to flatten to 17. I've not found a way to just dolly in, which is... So, I'm flattening to 17, I guess. Let's go ahead and just redo these. So it's possible what's going on is my area is way too small. So the fishing village might have been something much, much larger, which is why I'm getting all these hard edges. Because they're saying, oh, you don't want to pull back too much, set your radius to 2, and my radius to 2 is huge, so I'm guessing that their file might be bigger. I don't know. There's no way to confirm. But our things aren't looking too different. This is their picture. So maybe not. Let's add a house. Let's try. Let's add a brush, a house brush. Remove ocean. It's a great option. Navigate to specific brush. Let's search for house. What, guys? What are we looking for here? Navigation window. What's a navigation window? I don't have one. I mean, brush. Oh, add a brush. Objects, architecture, buildings, fishing house A CFG. Double click and then move it. Great. I think my scale might be wrong. I think I have my rotate tool. Okay. Let's go ahead and flatten. Oh my gosh, I messed this up so bad. Oh, don't do that. Is there a Control Z? Okay, there is. Trying to give my house a little bit of space. Okay, so I think they said they want me to make a valley of some kind using the flatten tool. So just go ahead and do this one step at a time. Alright, so we're going back to 17. Let's try to not make this quite as hard. And then let's just go ahead and dig this away. Great. I flattened a very silly See, they say Control G is supposed to put you in the game, but it doesn't seem like it puts you in as some kind of playable pawn for some It just makes a camera, and so I think I need to set some preferences as like a game type or something. Well, I mean, that would at least be the Unreal way of doing things, but let's just keep going. Create object misc road. So I dropped it over there. I don't want to rotate it. Just create a road. It says it's supposed to follow my cursor. It does not. Oh, there it goes. Control Z does not seem to be working. Nor do I seem to be able to... Where's my hierarchy? Okay, so this is my hierarchy, so... Try a road. There to here. Click where I want the road to be and lead it through the valley this way. I have felt like I have reached the end already. So double click to confirm. Okay, choose material for a road. We'll see how slow battery. Phones are babies. Terrain editors and the properties. Oh, no, properties. Okay, so just like Unity, you got your properties on your selected hierarchy item, which is the road. Yep, cool. Road. Road 6. Browse button next to the override material. Override material. Right now the browse is going really slow because I have imported all that stuff. In probably the incorrect way to do that. Oh great, that is my road. It's completely wrong. Well, how do I adjust your road? I'll do another road. Hello? Road. Starting here. Oh my gosh. What the hell? Okay, give me my house back. Let's control. Oh, it says house. Okay, there you are. Just stop disappearing. Thank you. Alright, let's make a new road from here. not negative infinity. Gosh. Oh, now you're just gone. Oh, now you're back. Now you're gone. Now you're back. Now you're good. Everything is disappearing. Like when I move it, when I click on it, oh, there, beep, 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 and it makes a new. See, now this is the problem. The hell, Unity? Or Unreal. Okay, this is the road I want. So it looks like the move tool had better than the rotate tool. The rotate tool was just like selecting off way below the ocean. So it looks like it landed right. Let's go ahead and try this override material and see if it did. Everything about this is going badly. Okay, yes, cool. Slightly messed up. Hey, there it is. That's not bad. Cool. So it's a spline, it's a trail, it just put out a little road. Let's go ahead and save this thing. Yeah, I know, I could have, so in their picture they're having it go in, you know, a little path around a corner. I didn't do that. But they're telling me to jump in game and check it out. So I press Control G, but I have no control, no gravity, no... I don't seem to do anything. So that doesn't seem... They say check it out, but I don't think... I think I should be doing... I think something very differently should be happening. None of this seems... Maybe it needs a gamepad? I mean, I have some, but I can't believe that. So I pulled up keyboard shortcuts just to see if there's something like move left and right. Because I mean, I assume this is defaulting to FPS control. SD, all that. Yeah, I've got that. Switch to game, Control G. Yeah. Well, it gives me the game cursor for just a second there, you see. I'm just trying various keys on the keyboard just to get. So, I'm just gonna export to engine. Just do. No idea. Not a very playable game. There's no interactivity to it. There we go. So let's look back at the basic sandbox interface. I can't playtest my game. I have no interactivity. WASD. Shift to go faster. Scroll wheel to move forward and back. Middle. Okay. Good, I got that. Normally, a lot of times that's right click. So they're telling me Q for terrain. By pressing Q, you won't. Oh, okay. So cool. So you don't. You don't clip down. You clip in enough that disappears, but you still stay above the world when you are Q, and when you're not, yeah, you just go infinitely through. So Q seems like a pretty good thing to have on by default. That's cool. Go to selection. Well, if anybody's watching and has any idea of how to actually, I see now there's potentially 6 viewers. Anybody has any idea how to actually do anything inside of the, please drop it into the chat. Because I'm getting nothing. But, let's just go ahead and continue. Sandbox interface basics, menu bars, toolbars, keyboards. Help and answers. How do I move? Nope. By the way, the entirety of this stream will be posted up on my YouTube channel for Beep to Bleep. YouTube Beep to Bleep. It doesn't have a good URL, but if you Google that, you should be able to see everything I've done before this. I've just been working progressively through this. Unfortunately, it's been crashing and there have been some issues, but I did find out you need to use the blank, not the sandbox C# if you want to get started with C#, and just follow their steps. Otherwise, it just crashed when I hit Control G. So now it at least does something, but it doesn't seem to do what they're implying, which is act as a playable, like there's right click, left click, you know, mouse 1, mouse 2. I've got a gamepad I can try, but it doesn't seem to just, it doesn't have any, I'm not sure time is passing. Let's see. So this is animating, but I'm not sure, you know, maybe I'm not following because there's no timescale. This is just a blank project, so that's going to have to be something I find out, something we find out later. I guess. Audio controls. I mean, I'm just trying to figure out if there's like what I need to. Like, I don't see an input system where you like define certain characteristics, because normally there would be one, um, where you'd say, oh, in general it's WASD or mouse or you know controller of some kind. It happens I have a couple of mice plugged in, but I don't actually have any gamepad controllers plugged in. Yeah, definitely there should be some default movement, but let's just go ahead and get back to placing objects. So I smoothed the edge, I placed the house, I placed the road, which dug right there. I was not able to use they had a default height map and a default color map, and those are in a beginner's pack, which I can't find. It's supposed to be in the marketplace, but I couldn't find it there. So now let's go ahead and try Tools Vegetation Editor. Tools Vegetation Editor. Okay. Tool lends itself to being docked, so let's dock it in the okay, so it was added to the right dock. The add category is a tree. Objects, natural trees. We've added a pine CFG. To paint the trees, click paint. Size var should be somewhere below 0.1, so I'm going to do 0.5, which I think is going to make them 50% larger and smaller. Point 0.1 to 0.3. I did 0.5. So I'm also going to get rid of these because they talk about adding rotation. Tick the box. Just a UI note. these don't look like boxes to me. These look like places to put numbers. So if anyone gets around to cleaning up this UI, please make the checkboxes more obviously checkboxes. Yeah, I really think everything's just, I think my fishing village is just half the size or something they want it to be, unfortunately. But I can't know for sure without their file. Make a new category. Let's make a new object. So it looks like they do want you to 7-zip extract. Maybe they have some built-in utility for importing this that I don't know about. But otherwise, you can just 7-zip into these file locations. Natural, and then ground, and then grass tall, and then ground cover flower yellow A. Come on. Okay, ground cover flower yellow A CFG. They don't say CFG in this particular line, but that's what they must be going for. Okay, oops, let's see. I want a ground small. So in here, they also want another object of objects, natural, ground, grass, just grass, not grass tall, ground, small, normal. So they've got grass and they've got flowers, I'm guessing. Or that's the normal map? No, that's just normal grass. So now so I've got them double selected is what they're telling me is I'm actually selecting both right now. Sure, set random rotation again. So if I go into the game to check it out, I might think they should be a bit smaller. Now they say you can click the erase button, set the size to 0.5. So their random rotation they suggested was pretty low. Oh my gosh. Okay. Wow, that grass is just really out there. Let's go ahead and take another look at this. That is some grass. Let's bring our bending down. I have no idea what bending is, but apparently it makes it taller. In addition to in addition to everything else, it makes it kind of crazy. Don't set your bending over all that much. So they had me put. So they're showing grass down by the trees. This does not look right. But my mud is wrong. It's part of the problem. So that just makes it more subdued, apparently. So let's add a vehicle. I don't even know what that H is. Display viewport helpers. Yes, I'll take as many helpers as I can get. Snapping to surface normal. None of these show snapping to surface normal, but that's probably because I'm not in create object entity. Create object entity vehicles. Come on, create objects. Trying to create an Abrams here. Default vehicle. That is really not where I want it to be. Yes, that default vehicle is way in the wrong place. Sure does look pretty out this far away. Let's get closer, not so much. Alright, so they say make sure to snap to terrain. Still not an option. So toggle snapping to surface normal. So I've got snapping to surface normal and snapping to default. No matter what, you keep placing it. Come on. I moved you. So seemingly no matter what I do, it keeps putting these things all the way out there. Talk about being able to move next to the vehicle, but I have no way of even moving. So this whole double clicking and then placing seems to not, it seems like they're expecting me to have a different experience when I double click than what I'm seeing. So when I'm double clicking, it's creating something off, and they're seeming to think I can double click and then create in the editor, and it should go to that spot. So now I just did that, and they're showing me a gizmo, but then it's at 81 negative. It's so. There's definitely something really weird going on. So as soon as I double clicked, let's get rid of the. So if I click and drag into the scene, I see a gizmo over there, but I don't actually see it existing. Well, it's possible it's here somewhere. By the way, you shouldn't be able to ever delete a name like that. It should not let you do that. So I'm guessing this terrain, those trees. No, I guess those trees are right. They just look weird. So that's the scale tool. So I've got a speedboat. It's there, except it's really not. There's nothing. It's just. It's not there. Casting a shadow. Must be missing its mesh. It's got a script. I'm looking at it. And then again, my player also doesn't move, so maybe there's something fundamentally broken with the engine. I'm supposed to be able to get in this level. Or get in this vehicle. I'm going to save off this engine. I'm going to save off this level. Well, let's see if there's... Just try something. Thanks for sticking with me while we attempt to do anything CryEngine. So, play button. It animates. It doesn't run. And I'm getting low frames on a pretty super powered. Yeah, I mean it's believable. They're showing all the reflection so they're doing a bunch of extra calculations beyond what would be in game. Now the resolution's low. So switch to game. I'm trying to see if that little stick guy was like my explanation of its pawn. You know what? I don't care. I want to export now. Whatever that means, because I've not been able to actually open one of these yet in the separate executable. So I guess they're claiming iOS and Android. No idea how. They don't seem to show that anymore. So we did an export to engine. What does that mean? What is my little guy? Yes, let's re-export to engine. So those bat files apparently. Oh, the music. Well, I guess it doesn't repeat. So those bat files one opened Mono Develop, one opened Visual Studios, and I've heard. So the C# one actually opened Mono Develop and crashed. I've heard you can modify that to open Visual Studio, but I'm just trying to get a game to open. So we exported that. Now they're telling me under single player. So they're trying to tell me that this is how I actually run the thing. I don't see how you compile it for other platforms, or even how you don't do much anything. Because I exported this level, which you would think means it should have done something, but it said it would show up under single player, so. So I don't know if I have to modify this bat file. It looks like I have to modify. Let's just edit it. It looks like you might have to modify this bat file. So it looks like we're not building anything at all. We're just running the engine. This is odd because I don't think they would just want you to have people install the engine. Like normally there's a way to create a build that packages just what you need along with your assets. Um, Not seeing any way to do that. And you know, like a builder or a cooker or Unreal as a front end, or you make a build in Unity. I mean, I don't. It's very odd if they would think about things in a level-based format instead of, you know, like scenes or a game. I mean, I'm not even. I mean, there's no game. There's no. You know. I exported to engine. So this file is not. So it's 430 now. So this is not new. So this definitely is. Well, it's got my CPU. I just want to see if it's got my GPU. Okay, so it looks like it's using the right GPU, at least. So I double-clicked editor bat, and it's launching the editor as expected. Or it pulled up that, hey, there's already one of you. Do you want to launch another? So, you know what? Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I am getting crazy FPS. 400. Until I open something. And then I'll get 70 again. Well, this is running better. Double clicking the exe as opposed to double clicking the editor exe. This is the game bat, but it doesn't seem to load anything. Well, let's go ahead and shelve this for a second, and let's try their other sidewinder. Sidewinder. Oh, come on, guys. Oh. It doesn't do a darn thing. Sidewinder. I don't know what to say. Let's just see if something happens. Sidewinder. Oh! I really hope this is VSync, because this is getting 62 megs per second on the simplest. It's not even hardly any. See, I just made it full screen. Oh, okay, it's not showing up on the screen, but it didn't actually change the resolution. It just Alt-Enter just blew it out to the corner, so it was that horrendously low resolution across my whole monitor. Sidewinder. So if I hit the play button in the editor, nothing happens. Nothing at all. Why? Let's switch to game. Like, I mean, I think this is what should be the UI menu, but it just doesn't do anything. I don't, like, the CryEngine does not seem functional, period. Nothing about this seems right at all. Like, let's re-Sidewinder. Sorry, music. The act. So this only uses the arrow keys. I don't know what I'm running at, but I'm guessing I'm running like 400 by 300. It's possible that's about, I get about 60 frames per second, but why is the launcher not doing anything in play mode? Seriously. What? Why is it not executing as the game, like in every other engine that has an editor? I mean, enable physics, like it's playing. So this should be executing code. I hit play. That should execute the actual C# code and should get me started. I mean, let's take a look at the actual code, I guess. So monodevelop crashes if you try running the bat. But let's just try grabbing this in Visual Studio. Everything about this seems like a train wreck. Like, I will openly admit I have not used CryEngine before. I don't know how this is. Oh, let me turn volume back up so we can get some music again. I don't know how this is supposed to be going, but man, oh man, guys, like, what the hell? Let's just migrate your mono develop. Okay, so they've got their own namespaces. Initialize. So they've got an entry point. Most programs normally do. So apparently this must be the entry point. Then it's setting up this initialize menu, which is getting a file. See, now this action should occur when you hit play. So there's something fundamentally broken in the play method or in my installation, because you have to execute the game code if you're a play and editor. Like, it's otherwise it's not doing anything. And I should be able to debug this. Well, I mean, if this is actually useful in any legitimate manner, you have to be able to debug your C# code from the editor. Looks like they have their own JSON parser. That's very odd. So they are right. This is absolutely super simple. There's hardly anything here. The namespace is not showing up is really disconcerting, as is the fact that this doesn't open in any of its supposed way. Let's try. So this does nothing when you hit play. I think one thing actually did do something. I think it was the sandbox. So let's just keep trying over and over again until CryEngine sandbox. The blank caused us to crash, but the sandbox opened. See, initially at the beginning of the stream, I made this because I'm like, oh, it's a sandbox example. This thing's called the sandbox. Let's do the sandbox example. Doing that crashed as soon as I hit play on any level except this sandbox interaction. So, okay, so this is the first time we've actually seen play then act in any manner whatsoever. Now, it still wasn't good. Let's go close up. So we are now seeing things react to. This is so pathetic. I can't believe I'm saying this. So this is the first time we've seen the CryEngine react to player interaction. We are about 2.5 hours in. Yeah, I can't believe I even just said that. Like, what? So, okay. So let's go ahead and pull farther back out. Okay, so this is about what we would expect. Is there's an initial camera point, and then things are, okay, so we are being able to interact with something, anything. So we see our properties inspector. So it's an odd way to do this, but so we've got a properties inspector. So we can make things appear and disappear. We can interact. So they've got an exit game. They've got. Okay, so let's take a look at this code just to see what the fuck this code does. So I'm trying. Oh, that's Sidewinder. Okay, so Sidewinder did not work opening the mono develop. CrySandbox. Try code C#. You're not seeing it, but off screen, mono develop launches and crashes. So I have a couple versions of mono develop installed due to this is Unity stuff. So we saw that this was the initialize. So mono launcher is not working for some reason, but yes, it showed how to initialize and modify the camera position. So editor game ending, editor game ending. So we have so this example has shown us that we can actually do something in CryEngine. Let's just try a hello world. Let's see if this works. Cross fingers. So I put another debug on the exit. No, it didn't. So I just did a control save. See maybe a build. Yeah, I know there's an error. The air, I think, is the mono launcher. But let's try. No. This error usually means, yeah, you're pretty boned. Build log. Illegal characters and path. So monodevelop didn't load one project, the launcher, the mono executable launcher. I'm going to try this again, Visual Studio, since this is a simpler project. It's possible it might do something. I don't think it's going to. So I think this is just going to get borked because, yeah, it makes me upgrade it. And it failed to load. No, just mono launcher. Okay, so all the rest come through. So same as. So now core loaded for. Okay, so they're missing an equal sign. Awesome! I don't know why it says this is incompatible, but let's build this. So this is where we added our hello world. So it built. Awesome. So hello CryEngine, editor game Jing. So it freaked out a little bit, which is cool. Okay, we can edit. Hello, Leon. Leon Michelli. Have a nice day, you as well. Or it probably means you're logging off. So we can do things. Yay. this has been interesting. Well, let's see our little game.bat. I'm just pulling this over. See if this loads. Oh, there's no way to know what the debug did, but let's export it to engine. So we're disabling the go close button. So it's already disabled. All I did was control S. So it must be, oh, maybe. Super odd. So you notice this is firing whether or not we hit the exit, because the exit button's actually exiting, and they have done a callback. So they actually did a callback on this editor ended. So that's how they're... Okay, so here's our close-up and here's our exit. So we are no longer going to exit on exit. Let's see what happens. So we have to at least build Control-Shift-B in Visual Studio. Exit does nothing. Awesome. So let's export this and let's check our batch. Our bat. Okay, so you have to rebuild the C# code, then it will appear in the editor immediately, and it will, if you run the bat file, it will act immediately. So we're getting somewhere. So anyway, I think I'm going to call it for today. We accomplished significantly less than I wanted to, but we can see a pathway of feasibility. But anyway, thanks for watching. Have a great day.